This is a teardown of an Extron SW VGA/ARS series VGA audio switcher, and it'll switch between two different inputs for VGA video and does one output with balanced audio. Oh wow, they used some really good Loctite on those screws apparently. Just slipped out. Let's see here. Where did... There we are. Get some leverage. Crack. Wow, wait. I don't know if that's Loctite or if that's corrosion. I don't think I need to push down the top. Alright. Let's see if the other side's any easier. Still a little crunchy, but... Oh, dang it, slipped that. Alright, let's use this to break them loose. Crack. There we go. I might end up needing another screwdriver for the VGA screws. Alright. Yeah, I need to remove those, so I need a screwdriver for that. Alright, this is what I need. Man. It's possible this was run in a humid environment. Otherwise, it's just really good Loctite. Just gonna loosen all of them. Looks like there's also a Phillips head screw in between the headphone jacks. That one didn't need help though. It's going into plastic. And now that they're loosened, a lot easier. Nope, maybe not. Dang, that was really stuck. Whoops. Alright. This cover slides off. Oh. Power connector attached to the top. There is a grounding screw, and this is just a press-in little C13 or 14. I forget which one's which. Power supply is mounted on the PCB through the case, I believe. Little jumper wire here for the power to go into. Kind of surprised they don't just integrate it into the board, but I'm guessing that's more work than it's worth. This is probably a pre-designed power supply module. I think though the power supply is actually screwed into the board, not into the housing itself, because there's a lot of flex that wouldn't be there if there were standoffs around the corners. And it looks like this would have had support for additional VGA connectivity. I don't know if maybe that means it could have done up to 6 inputs and then 1 output. Or maybe it's 2 sets of 2 inputs and then 2 individual outputs. Hard to say. There's some nuts that are set into the board for the power supply. I just assumed that the standoffs went all the way through into the bottom of the chassis so they could screw it to the chassis, but it's a pretty light power supply board, so it probably doesn't need that much support. They put a serial number on it. Wow. Normally these kinds of home automation devices run on 12 volts, so I'm assuming that's probably what the output is going to be. Just going to look at this with my own eyes. Well, it says 12 watts. Made in Anaheim, Colorado, or California, my goodness. Copyright 8/2008. I will show on video here soon. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a 12 volt output. Oh, that would say, oh, no, plus and minus 5 volts, 1.5 amps at plus 5 and minus 5 volt is 1 amp output. Nice Rubicon capacitors there, and all of them are Rubicon. I personally like that brand when I'm recapping stuff. Whether or not they're the best, I don't know. They've been fine for me. But I assume 2 different sets of output circuitry for the plus and minus 5 volts here and there. Cat's being silly in the distance, making noise. Startled me. Alright, I'm going to pull the little sticker off of that with the version and firmware number. Looks like there's 2 of them I need to remove that from. Ooh, we got a Xilinx chip. Let's see what this other one is. Oh, this other one's going to be a royal pain to get off because it's so small and thin. I think I can get though. There we go. Cold Fire is the other one, looks like. There's the brains of the operation, XC95144XL. And yeah, I believe that's the Cold Fire logo on this other chip here. MC9S08G60A, I believe? No. MC9S08GB60A. It's hard to read the tiny text through the camera screen. No clue what these chips are up to. Something to do with the video signals though. Maybe they're little amplifier chips. I don't know. But otherwise, yeah, this is even older. Well, I guess it doesn't mean it's necessarily... Oh, there's a date code right there. 10/18/12. So this was made in 2012. 14 years old, almost. Nice little tactile buttons on the front with some LED indicators. These little caps sticking on the top. And maybe they don't come off. There we go. The snap fit. There we go. But yeah, I think that's all there is to see. So hopefully that's interesting, and thanks for watching.